right, welcome everybody back to the 2024 CUSA Kickoff presented by Sideline Design. We're joined by head coach from FIU, Mike McIntyre, as well as student athletes Lexington Joseph and Reggie Peterson. We're going to open with a opening statement from our head coach before jumping into questions. Those on Zoom, if you have any questions, raise your hand. We'll get to you after we're done in the room. Coach?
We're excited about being here. What an awesome venue here at the PGA here in Frisco, Texas. It's been an awesome day. Great event by Conference USA. Really excited about our league this year and where it's headed. Last year with Liberty, making a huge splash in college football meant a lot for our conference. And I'm really excited about our football team and where we're headed. We're just excited about getting ready for practice on July 31st and improving every day. So, take any questions from there.
All right. On this front row over here.
Coach McIntyre, Steve Richardson from Football Writers.
Hey,
Good to
Steve.
see you again. Sort of along the lines of this league, has a lot of really good coaches. I think we've got two. Eddie got Coach of the Year. Jamie's won two, and then other coaches that have lots of FBS experience coaching. So can you just kind of talk about how that is in this league? And some people might be surprised when they start looking at all the names.
Yeah, there's a lot of excellent coaches in this league and guys that I've coached against and at different conferences and different places, and they've had a lot of success. So there's a lot of expertise, and so every Saturday when you walk out there, the teams are excellently prepared. And you have to be ready as a team, as a coach, and as players with the expertise that we have in this league.
Front row down.
Coach Ken Capps from Football Writers of America. How are you today?
Good.
Hey, it seems like if you look at the polls out there, it's going to be Liberty and everybody else. Do you see it that way?
Well, the way Liberty did last year, and they've got their key players back on their football team, and especially with their quarterback, an excellent player. They're very, very, very deep, and they'll definitely you can see how they should be ranked that way for sure. I know everybody in our league's going to be gunning for them, and they'll be out there preparing to play against us. But they're an excellent football team with a lot of returning talent.
Front row.
Hey, Coach. Just want to talk to you about Reggie and Flex who you have here today. Just talk to what they've meant to this program and how excited you are to not just have Flex back, but have Reggie leading the defense this year.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Reggie and Flex are amazing young men. They are phenomenal leaders, and leaders are not just on the football field. They become leaders because the teams trust them, our coaching staff trusts them. Is for what they do off the field, what they're doing in the locker room, how well they do academically. They're really well-rounded, and they both have unique stories. Of course, Reggie was a walk-on and has moved his way up the ladder and done phenomenal. And then Flex was a highly recruited out of high school and then was playing really well and got hurt, and now he's coming back off a knee injury. So everybody has their own story, but these two young men are remarkable people. And excellent football players, and they're great leaders on our team. And there's no doubt that these young men, whenever football finishes for them, they're going to be really successful in life because they have all the ingredients and of a successful person and a leader, running their own business. Anything they want to do, they'll be able to be successful at.
All right, we'll go to the back.
Coach Tony Thomas, College Football Dogs. You returned your top two rushers from last year who they combined for 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. How does that help your overall preparation and game plan for the upcoming season?
It helps us a lot, and adding Flex to the mix with it. Now we have 3 excellent runners, and I think that's important for us to keep improving our rushing offense. And I heard a saying one time. Sometimes the ability of the running back makes the offensive line look good, but our offensive line has really improved also. We have a lot of mature guys coming back that have played a lot of snaps. And to me, the offensive line and the quarterback position are places that you have to play a lot of snaps. Mm-hmm. And we have a quarterback coming back that's played a lot. And we've had an offensive line coming back that's played a lot. And then we have 3 excellent running backs that will make them look good on a daily basis. So I'm excited about rushing attack and those guys.
All right, front row.
Mike, can you talk from your perspective in your program how you feel about the portal? And do you feel like that, there's a theory out there that the bigger programs will descend upon, you get a good player, he gets going, and they're going to descend upon in attack and then take, and that, you know what I'm asking.
Yes, the portal is a good thing for the athletes and for different teams, but there's also negatives with it also too, for the players and for the coaches and the teams. I think that a little bit with our football team, I think we've got a lot of maturity on our football team. And a year ago, in the spring of '23, we lost 9 really good football players off our football team that were starters or playing a ton. And basically they all transferred after spring practice and basically didn't play where they went. And our young men on our team saw that, and they realized they wanted to stay and do that. And so I think if you're transferring, you should transfer in January. It's better for you personally, and it's better for your teams, and better for your opportunity of staying on track to graduate and playing where you're going to go. The transfer world is here to stay, but our young men realize that we care about them, and they understand they have an opportunity to play here with us and do something successful. These 2 guys are great examples of that. And we're excited about what our future holds. But I think that it's a thing that you need to embrace and work with, and your guys on your team, once they understand everything about it, kind of can figure out better decision making on their part. And I think that's happening. I know it's happening on our team, and I wonder how it's happening at other places.
Coach T.P. Hammock from AHS FHS. You've been a coach for a very long time, been head coach at Colorado, been a defensive coordinator. You're going into your 3rd year at FIU. Talk about the next step the Panthers can take for this season.
Yes, we definitely feel like this is a football team that can take the next step. That's not just words. We have maturity on our football team. We have excellent leaders. We have young men that are bought in. And we were able to keep most of we only really lost one coach on our staff, so we don't have a lot of turnover on our team as much and on our staff. And I think that continuity makes a big difference, especially in today's college football. So I'm excited about watching these guys get to work on July 31st and see what happens when we walk out and play on August 31st.
Any other questions in the room or on Zoom? Right here.
Flex, you were a part of that bowl team in 2019, the last time FIU made it. Do you see anything from that team that maybe translate here in 2024 to what you've seen so far from this team?
Yeah, the difference, like what I see now, the team is more together, and we trust. You know, Coach Mack, them coming in as new coaches, and the guys that was here before them, we kind of was iffy, like, oh, do we know what they're doing? Like for me and Reggie being like, me on the team for the longest, so it's like, now going into year 3, that bond and that trust is really there, and like we playing for each other and that. And Coach Mack and all the coaching staff, they preach family first. So going into this year, feel great. Like we together, we glue together. We do a lot of family team bonding and stuff, and that help us play with each other better.
Reggie, can you just touch briefly on your kind of career at FIU and sort of where you came from, where you are now, and then your goals and aspirations for what'll be hopefully an incredible season for you?
Of course. I'm Reggie Peterson from Fort Pierce, Florida. I was a walk-on here at FIU. I wasn't really recruited. Everybody loves a great underdog story. I'm pretty sure for the ones who's playing NCAA, you go and click underdog story. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, just being a walk-on, it was definitely tough. But when you find guys like Flex and you finally get a head coach like Coach Mack, people that honestly believes in you, it makes you want to keep moving forward. Like what Flex was just saying, Coach Mack does a great job about preaching family. And then I think the problem was before Coach Mack's era was that we were trying to reach and shoot for perfection, but there's no such thing as perfection for only one man, and that's Jesus Christ. So Coach Mack taught us a better thing, shoot for progression and reach for our goals every single day. He says one quote that Flex loves, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. Nothing stays the same, It doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. And Coach Mack engraved that into our brains. And yeah, I'm just excited for the football season this year because now that I have a coach who's also a motivator, like I said in the podcast, he makes me want to run through a brick wall every single day. And my DC coach, Javon DeWitt, he does a great job of reminding me who I am and where I came from and how much I've been doubted throughout the years. And I'm a strong believer in that God will fix you in front of the ones who broke you. And Coach DeWitt definitely reminds me about that every single game.
Just a thing for Flex here too. Obviously, you had a decision to make about whether to come back. You've talked about that a little bit on the podcast today. Can you just talk about kind of what you went through during that time, kind of Coach Mac's relationship with you, and what ultimately had you decide to come back to FIU?
Yeah, going through an injury like that, it was hard. It was hard to accept at first. But a lot of people don't know that Reggie's my roommate. We actually on the same side, and every day he'll pray for me. Cause I was talking to him like, man, I don't think I could do it anymore, man. Cause I already graduated with my bachelor's, and I had my plan, I had internships lined up. Cause my dream was to become mayor of Miami one day. So like I was ready to get into the career field. So, but having Coach Mack in my corner, I'm calling him every day. I'm telling him like, Coach, man, I don't think I can do this. But he was like, I believe in you. I believe in you. And having Reggie in my corner and having a lot of other guys on the team stand in my ear and uplifting me, I told them, I said, I gotta come back, man. I can't. You really can't find something like that anywhere. And like, football builds a lifelong bond with people with people from around the world. And actually that first spring practice when we put the helmets on, I broke down into tears. And that's when I knew I love this game and I love this team.
We'll go to the back.
Reggie, Tony Thomas, College Football Dogs. Last year you had a really incredible season. You had 104 tackles. You had 5 games with double-digit tackles, including the final 3 games each. How do you prepare yourself to try to continue that kind of production from last year to this year?
So you continue it by just remember what you went through. Remember your past. I think that's a great thing that helps me. Like I said, Coach DeWitt, he's a great motivator, motivational speaker. He's also a cancer survivor, and I feel like nobody had it worse than the ones with cancer. So he talks to me every game. Funny story. He also was a high school coach at UNC coach in North Carolina, and I used to text him, try to get an offer. And one day, don't laugh, but he blocked me when I was in high school. I was like, okay. And so years later, he's finally my DC, and I was like, I have the worst luck. I just earned a scholarship, and now my DC is the coach who blocked me in high school. So I was like, okay, let's see how this turns out. And his first year in 2022, I did not play at all. I was the captain of special teams. I was on all 4 phases, but it was just one day I went to Coach DeWitt's office, and I was like, what am I doing wrong for me not to play? And he was like, you play just like the starter. Why would I have to play if you play like the starter? You got to do something different. And I remember telling him, and he told me this is how I earned his respect. He said that I said, I'm going to make you play me somehow. I'm not a bad guy. I show up first. I'm the last one to leave. Somehow, some way, I'm going to make you play me out, and I'm going to make you trust me. And that following game, I ended up getting a 75-yard interception, fumbling at the 1-yard line. And Coach Mack was so proud of me, and I remember sitting on that sideline like, okay, like I just got to play. I'm good. Coach Mack says, what are you doing? Get back in. And so that's what started it for me, you know. And reminding me of 2020, 2021, and 2022 and how Coach DeWitt blocked me. Coach DeWitt makes fun and makes jokes. He reminds me every single game. And he reminds me that your mom didn't pay for school for no reason. You have this journey, go through it and step through it. And DeWitt reminds me every single game. Thank you.
We'll go to Zoom for one question from Light on Sports. Go ahead. If you unmute yourself.
Yes, this question is for Coach McIntyre. You mentioned earlier about your quarterback playing a lot of snaps last season, and he was just a true freshman, Keywan Jenkins. And what are your thoughts on his offseason progression heading into year 2?
Great question. He played at 180 last year. He weighs 196 now. He's bench pressing more, power cleaning more, squatting more. Arm is stronger. Really has a better grasp for our offense. Lights out's an amazing young man. He knows everybody on the team. He gives them all different nicknames. He's an excellent leader. and I'm really excited about seeing his progress this fall camp, and then seeing how he is able to play this year on Saturdays. But his size and strength is going to really help him be able to stay more focused during the season. Last year he kind of got beat up a little bit, and now he's bigger and stronger, and I know he'll have a lot more confidence with that.
All right, Coach, gentlemen, thank you for your time. We'll be back with Liberty here at 10:15.